Hey guys, welcome to our Walking Dead wrap up review recap, episode 2 of The Walking Dead, The Well. This is Thunder E here from OnBoored, and of course is Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a long week. We're back to Walking Dead, and we have a show. So this episode took a very different tone from last week. Last week was a season opener, big shocker. We expected that. This episode kind of went really mellow, not a little bit mellow to be precise, went really mellow. So things kind of cooled off. We got introduced to the kingdom. We got to see Ezekiel. And, we got to see more about the show. So thoughts on the episode, thoughts on Ezekiel, and thoughts on the show. So you chime in first and I'll jump in.
Show was boring as shit.
I knew you were going to say that. Why do you always look, it can't be overly super exciting, okay?
No, not even, it doesn't have to be overly exciting, but honestly, this shit was boring. I'm sorry, it was boring. It was putting me to sleep. I enjoyed flipping back and forth between the baseball game and the football game.
Wow.
The only bright spot about this episode was the tiger, until they put him on the porch, and then you notice the bad CGI. Other than that,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The tiger was cool. They did a very good job on the tiger.
Okay.
I'll give them their props. They spent some money.
All right, so that is quickly. That's, of course, you can see Lou Rod's thoughts. And as I figured, as I was watching the episode, I knew Lou was going to be like, "It's boring," and then he sends me a text like, "It's boring."
You gotta understand, dude. I'm the comic book guy for this show, and even that particular issue was boring.
Okay, all right. I mean, I guess so, but I liked the episode. I felt, it was a little slow. So for me, I agree with you on that part. What I did like was us seeing, at least what I liked was they took one episode to show us who Ezekiel was. Normally for stuff like this, we get 4 or 5 episodes of, this is Ezekiel, these people are a little sneaky, like something like that. This is one episode. I'm glad it's out of the way. Like, I'm glad that is done. We know that this is Ezekiel. We know what the kingdom is about. We know that Ezekiel is playing a character, and I'm fine. I mean, like, I like the fact that when he broke it down to Carol, he was just like, "Look, I mean, I did stage, man, before this. I was a zookeeper, so which is why."
That's why he's the tiger's so loyal to him.
So
he was her trainer.
Yeah, so this is why I'm doing this, and people want it, and it's true though. That's the one part of the show that we keep forgetting. Is that people want leadership of some sort, right? Mm-hmm. We had the governor. We had Rick. We have Rick. We have Negan. And, Ezekiel with a tiger, of course. Somebody got a tiger, man. I mean, like, even though he's like super nice and everything, you're like, sure, King. It's cool. Like everybody would do that. So
you know what's funny? That whole banter between Carol and him.
Mm-hmm.
It's technically Michonne. This is supposed to be Michonne.
Yeah, but Michonne, I mean, again, they've changed things from the comic book. So
they had to because of certain characters not being around, but Michonne kind of gave him the same type of treatment. Like, are you serious? You call yourself king?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I think that was the part that I liked about this episode. But I also liked the fact that in his own way, he was trying to screw the saviors.
Think about feeding them rotten.
Yeah, rotten, exactly. Very, bad meat. This is called what it is.
Well, you gotta take advantage any way you can. And frankly, that whole thing is like, man, let that man whoop that guy's ass, because that guy deserved an ass whooping.
Yeah, but you know how it is though. Like, because what they're not telling us is that kid's father went with a group trying to stop Negan or something. They had a fight with Negan. That's where he died. That's probably what happened. You remember they say they lost 8. He said they lost 8 men that day with walkers. But when you see that, contradicts the way they handled walkers at the very beginning. Completely contradicts it. So to me, it almost seems like this.
Well, not really, because not everybody in that
No, I know,
kingdom is a fighter.
but no. Remember, they sent 8 men. His dad was one of his dad was the best fighter. Again, to me, it just makes sense that that was something that either whether there was walkers, but Negan's crew was involved in that too. And you know what? Instead of us, because he knows that he can't beat them, so he's like, look, we might as well try and kill them slowly. We'll give them what they want, and hopefully they die. The person I want to see come back is Jesus.
Oh, don't worry, we'll see him soon.
Yeah, because we know from the preview from next week.
But see, here's the thing that is Morgan's supposed to be dead. Jesus is who takes Michonne, and I think it was Rick, if my memory serves me correctly, to go meet Ezekiel. That's how they were introduced to the kingdom. And then that's how they all, Hilltop, Alexandria, and the kingdom all partner up
To fight.
and combine forces to attempt war with Negan. That's why All Out War is such a strong arc.
Yeah, I mean,
there's going to be 3 communities, and we've yet to see the Maggie attempted suicide.
I mean, come on, it's going to happen. I mean, her husband just died, so you expect that. I think she's going to have the child, and then she's going to be depressed. And
no, it's all before.
Okay, whichever the case may be. Don't spoil it for people here. Just mention.
Oh, but the show will do it differently.
Yeah,
they could flip that whole script, and they don't even do that part with her, and they do it with Daryl. Because I mean, if you've seen the preview for next week, Daryl looks all doom and gloomy.
Yeah, he does, but again, not just he doesn't look suicidal. He looks off. That's the difference. Remember, Negan says, "You don't have fear." I like that. That was all Daryl, and you could see his eyes. Daryl was like, "I don't care." Not suicidal. Not like he wants to kill himself, but he doesn't matter if he dies or not. Like he's in that state of like, I really don't care. So I think what we're going to see next week is, we're going to see that aspect of, Daryl, Negan, people kneeling down to Negan compared to how people don't kneel down to Ezekiel. It's a very good stark difference, right? Ezekiel has this pompous caricature that he plays, right?
See, here's the difference. Ezekiel is the people's king.
Yeah, Negan is feared.
Negan, he's the dictator ruler.
See, that's the thing, though, and that's the thing that in a world like that, I'm surprised Negan is still alive.
Because people are scared to go up against that bat.
No, it's not. It's not that, though. That's the thing. I mean, maybe it's just me. I'm just going to put this here, right? If Negan starts like over pushing, one day we're out. Like he's just planning of something. You just have to do it quietly. You don't tell anyone. One day when you're all out, you all have your guns. Turn around to shoot him. Done. I mean, trust me, you can do it. It would just be. It may take a month, 2, 3, but eventually you just turn around like Negan does something. It's like ha ha ha. He does his whole theatrics. You go, done. Negan's dead. Simple.
No one there has the ball.
Nobody there has to. For some reason, he's beaten some submission, that fear in their heads. How he did it, we don't know specifically for everyone in his group, but we do know how he did it, of course, for Rick and Rick's crew in the show. So
I believe we got a little Easter egg in the opening credits.
Which was?
The boat.
Boat. Well, what was the boat? What was the Easter egg for the boat?
After All Out War, they go fishing. So that's something down the line that's going to play into the show, leading into the Whisper War.
I thought you said the Whisperers were useless. I remember the first time I asked you, you're like,
They start off useless.
Okay.
But they've gotten better. There's a war going on.
Okay, and they have a different leader, a female leader, right?
Spoiler alert, she's dead.
You didn't have to tell us that. You just have to say yes or
no. There's no. I highly doubt we have people that really read the comics in our show.
No. I'm just saying in general. Come on, you gotta be.
I won't tell you who killed her, but you'll be surprised.
I know who killed her. I can tell you who it is because I didn't check it out. I'm just guessing. It's Rick's son. There you go.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Done. Anyway, that's
You're
pretty much,
wrong.
I would say that's pretty much it for this episode. There wasn't too much in there to bite on, other than the fact that for some reason I think that kid would die at some point. The one that
No pickup truck kid?
yeah, the one that Morgan is training. I don't know. I'm just saying in general, he might.
Oh, you're talking about him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
he might not. It's one of those things where Morgan is now teaching someone. It's very typical. You teach someone, and then there's always a loss around that in some fashion.
Honestly, to me, Morgan has served his purpose. He needs to go.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Morgan is going to have a come around here with this. And I mean, I know you're shaking it because look, remember, you can't think of Morgan like he's in the comic books. The difference here is Morgan is probably going to be the one, because of Carol, start pushing back so that they fight them, the saviors. And then Jesus is the one who will introduce, of course, still Rick to them. And that's when they now start building that up. I mean, eventually Morgan will still probably die somewhere in that war.
Well, this Morgan is actually a little bit better than his comic book counterpart. Yes. His comic book counterpart stayed somewhat crazy and was like seriously obsessed with his wife. And the night that he slept with Michonne, it was the biggest deal ever.
Yeah, this exactly. So that whole arc isn't there, so it doesn't matter. Like I said, this one you can see he's just more concerned about saving Carol. It's almost like he doesn't want to lose somebody else. But I think what is going to happen, which is probably why I say that kid probably still dies. That's like an igniting factor when they have to maybe they have to keep giving the savior something, the grain and meat and all that, and something happens and he gets killed, and Ezekiel still is like, no, we can't retaliate. That's where Morgan's like, F this, man. Like, the kid didn't do anything.
That could be a good turning point for Morgan.
Yeah, because the way Morgan is right now, he's jumped into the kingdom, right? He's accepted that society. He's like, whatever it is, I don't care. It's cool. But
because it's more his style.
It's more his style. But if that kid dies, then that's gonna like contradict his style, and he's gonna be like, you know what? Nah, I think Carol, you're right. Like stuff like this needs to end.
Yeah, but Carol's playing more of the Michonne arc right now as the loner.
Yeah, no, she is, but she's playing the loner, but she also plays the loner like as in, look, some of these people need to go. Remember, she's always had that, even though she's playing alone, she's always had that mentality of these bad guys just need to go, which is why she always comes with the, she pretends to be somebody else.
Oh, she pretended so much in this episode.
I mean, she does that well. That is her true skill, but she knows how to do that. So I think, yeah, she's playing her role, but I think to me, something's going to happen to that kid. And then we're going to have the introduction with Jesus over, and we're going to get that, that build up for war. That's where it's going to begin.
The only problem I'm having with this arc right now is pacing. Because it seems to be next week we're going to deal with like Daryl and the bullshit over.
No, I think what's going to happen more or less is this first two episodes where you had to fully finish Negan introduction and kill who you had to kill, and then you also had to introduce Ezekiel and calm things down, because the pacing is super high, super low, right? So I think next week we're going to get Negan and we're going to get Rick telling the crew, "I'm not the leadership." So that's now where you now get that balance of like, a little bit of scariness from Negan, and Rick is like, "I'm sorry, man. I effed up. I'm not the leader."
No. Oh, no. Rick don't even come out. That don't ever came out his mouth.
He said it in the preview for this season. He came last week. Rick said, "I'm not the leader of this."
Well, then they're changing.
Yeah,
his whole mentality was, even after he watched Glenn get killed, he's like, we got to retaliate, but we got to do this smart.
But remember, it's like you didn't watch the episode. You were watching the comic book still. When you watched, but at that episode, the only person who said to retaliate was who? Maggie. That's it.
She said that in the comic.
Yeah. Rick had none of the. Rick was done when they told him to cut his son's hand.
He was finally broke.
He was broken. So there's no way he's going to come back just immediately and say we're going to fight.
He's not broken.
This Rick is broken.
No, he's not.
This Rick is broken. Not all the way.
It's all a show. watch. It's all going to be a show. Rick will play along for a little bit because he's trying to learn weaknesses.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if he
And then
does.
Carl is going to do something that has a lot of balls. I hope they keep it. Because what Carl did in the comic was really badass. And I hope they keep it. I hope the show doesn't change it.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Anyway. All right, guys. That is it for this episode. I mean, we're just speculating. We've gone from discussing the episode itself. So thank you very much for joining us on episode 2 recap of The Walking Dead titled The Well. Any questions, any comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Check out more of our videos. We'll try to do some more stuff. We'll also probably have a new character coming back to the channel. Let you know how it is. You might see him pretty soon. Not a new character, an old character. He was on board at work. He's coming here. That's all I got to tell you. All right, guys, stay tuned. This is Thunder E saying thank you and always enjoy your entertainment.